Basketball has always been a way of life for Covington native Kenney Shields. And even though he's been retired from coaching for over a decade, his legacy continues to live on through several of his former players. A look around the house of Ken and Marie Shields reveals dozens of pictures of grandkids, books by John Wooden, and of course, some basketball memorabilia.
We've got 16 grandchildren, and I retired 13 years ago. And it's been a while, but I still miss it.
Shields is a staple in local basketball. He coached at St. Thomas and Highlands before taking over at Northern Kentucky University in 1988. In an era of screaming coaches, Shields took a different approach, and that's what his former players say set him apart.
We were very fortunate. We made the big play in the last 5 seconds.
You knew he cared about you before you ever stepped on the floor. And so when he went to motivate you, when he said, guys, we have to do things better, when coach showed his emotion, it meant a lot more.
Listerman is just one of Shields' many former players who turned into head coaches, including Ryan Schrand at Holy Cross, Brian Lahan at CHCA, and former star player Shannon Miner, who coaches at North College Hill.
Colerain grad Shannon Miner gets out his paddle first.
If each of us have been a head coach before, I think you understand all the hard work that goes into it, and Coach can relate to that, and so he always gives good suggestions.
And I just think they picked up on some of my positive characteristics, and it's a blessing and a privilege to say there's that many of them that are either in or have been in the profession.
But Shields was also a fierce competitor who took the Norse to 2 national championships and beat Bruce Pearl in his last game at Southern Indiana.
At the time, defending national champions, and we went back down into Evansville in Southern Indiana, and we beat them by 12 points. A great thrill.
Born the son of a milkman and a waitress, Shields always told his players to remember their roots. At last count, he had 58 former players who coach.
So he's always been a Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati kind of guy. And so that means a lot, for us and for an identity, for a coach that's been here that long. That just helps us to be who we are today because of what Coach Shields did for us.
With 766 wins and dozens of men carrying on his coaching philosophies, he hopes they will always keep things in perspective.
John Wooden never said win. All he said is effort, doing your best. And I say in every facet of your life, try to do your best.
Coach Shields stays busy these days coaching his grandkids. He did release a book a few years ago, and you can find a link to that on WLWT.com. Vanessa Richardson, WLWT News 5.
So for